Show them what you mean.
Let's just
I've
go
never
into it
watched a
now.
Conan movie, but I will for sure before he comes out so I can know the
A lot of times when characters
references.
hold a weapon, I'll say, and of course they use in the normals and all that, and he's no different. You can see his uppercut uses his sword. His jabs, instead of punching, they're swords. His down 3.
Yeah, I don't think he has any
his
kicks.
swords.
He's got a sword. He's got to use it.
Right.
His jump 4 is a
It
bounce.
is huge.
It's pretty
just
sick.
Like him, and it
Look at that.
takes
That's
up
his
a
jump
ton
4.
of range.
Oh, what's his gear piece?
His gear piece is
The
his
sword!
He also, though, has some really cool palettes.
Okay, okay.
Including some that are not just his furry trunks thing. So let's go into some of his more unique normal attacks. He has his back 1, which has really good range and is quick.
And is advancing?
And it's very fancy.
Yeah.
They are highs, so the opponent can jab under them, but they're really good in the neutral. He also has forward 2, which is kind of his big standard bearer, mid-long range attack, and you want to go into, you can hit confirm into a
Beefy
combo.
chop.
The last hit is actually plus on block if they block the big boot,
Yeah.
but it's a high, so you can duck it. So you're going to have to like trick them, commit to a special move, cut it out early, or you just commit, and if they block, you get advantage. Another one I wanted to show was his forward 3-3, which I think is one of the coolest looking normals.
It's pretty awesome.
I was gonna say
It's a
that
high
is my
high,
fav-
though.
It's my favorite normal, just because the how it stops the way it does.
Yes. So this has 2 variations.
But it's a great
If you end
launcher.
In 2, he does a quick overhead that splats them. If you end in 3, he does a low that trips them up, and he actually gets a pop up. And that's going to be one of his main combo starters. Then I wanted to talk about 2 moves that he has that he can actually charge up. So he has back 2. Swipes them up in the air, pretty standard stuff. If you hold the button,
You can charge?
you can charge it, and it becomes a pop-up.
Ooh.
And it's probably the highest pop up.
It's a heck of a pop-up. Now, he also has something neat from it. You can actually cancel it. You can charge it. Or
Yeah,
you
the
can cancel
cancel's
it,
weird. The cancel's weird. It's like
your
right at the
throw.
end.
Or his fatal blow, which we'll be showing later. So if the opponent's standing there and they're blocking it, you can go into a throw to catch them off guard.
Okay.
The same applies to back 3. See, he does this big knee, knees you in the gut, or he can charge it, and it actually knocks them away and becomes advantage on block. And from there, he can cancel into throw, fatal blow, or this move he can cancel into back dash or forward dash.
Okay.
So something you're going to see with Conan across the board is he's going to kind of end these strings, and then he can do these charge-up moves, and the opponent's going to have to decide, do they want to try to poke out of it? Do they want to block and then he's at advantage? Do they want to just block and hope that, throw and you can...
He has a
sneak the
sword
throw
run,
and
which you
all
could
that
cancel
kind of good
too.
So
stuff.
while being a kind of a pick-up-and-play brawly kind of character, also has some of those higher execution tricks he can do as well. Not super
they're
high
not
execution.
high
Yeah.
execution at all, because
Okay.
you're just holding the button and, canceling back and forth. But a little bit of spice.
A little spice.
Yeah,
a
spice.
little
Oh, we said
spice.
there would be a little spice.
And then the last normals I wanted to go over.
Jack Slater
I
for
think are the ones
MK13,
that
let's
appeal
go.
to you. He has 3 different strikes that go into a throw. So this one ends in an overhead, and it goes into a grab animation. But this one is an actual throw that'll throw the opponent if they're blocking. And then he has 2-2 throw, where he will throw the opponent if they're blocking. You can end combos with it, and you can use mix-ups, like maybe you go into a special move if they try to jump out of the throw. And lastly, this has another little twist. If you do 2-2 by itself, it actually restands. So if you go into a combo, he can do it, leave them
Ooh.
restanding. He gets a little bit of frame advantage.
That I
And you
didn't
can go
know.
into some of your mix-ups, you can go into that. You can go into a throw. You could go into your forward 3-3 mix-ups.
Excellent.
And then let's check out his throw before we go into a special move.
Don't flinch.
Gotta love the throws. So much blood.
And here's his cameo throw. I love this pose.
He just over the sword.
So you can see that's his normal attacks. It's pretty much exactly what you'd want from Conan the Barbarian. Not a lot of fancy. He is not doing spinning kicks at
Right.
all. He's doing big boots, knees, and sword strikes.
Yeah, he's a
This
pretty,
thing is real bloody, real
I
fast.
was
Brute
about to point it
brawler
out,
type character
and
for
I'm not
sure.
resetting it yet.
All
Fair.
right.
So you want to go over his special moves?
Yep.
All right. So the first one I want to show is his spin, sword spin. Down forward 1, he does a spinny spin spin.
Spinny spin spin.
It's a good combo ender. You can end your strings with it. And it has a neat effect where it will actually reflect projectiles.
That's
And
the
it
one
will
we saw in
reflect
the
them
teaser.
In a random direction.
Oh. Ooh, look at that. There it goes.
Oh.
But the EX one will reflect it straight.
Right back at him.
And the EX one has a really neat feature. So normally you do the EX, spinny spin spin,
Spinny spin.
knocks them down. However, if you use one more bar, in addition to EXing it, he can cancel.
This is where his
a
fancy
normal
combos come in.
Cameo move or another special move into
Ooh.
it. So here's like a normal. Do spinny spin, and I'm doing 2-2, and it'll go into his 2-2 string. So you can go into the restand.
That's pretty
or you can do
expensive, though.
cameos. And I'm going to call out Frost.
Awesome.
So you can use 2 bars to do it because you have to EX it.
Yeah,
and
it's
then you
pretty
have to cancel
expensive.
it, but you can get bigger combos, round combos, cameo setups, you name it. So it reflects projectiles, ends combos, and extends combos.
It does it all.
So a lot of things it can do, and again, big brawly character, but some very interesting spice on some
Right.
of the things he does.
But not high execution.
Right.
You literally just mash out the moves. So then let's go over his sword spin. This is back forward 4, and he turns around and spins this 100-pound sword a
Like
couple
it's
of different
nothing.
times.
Easy Janet
This is
conversion
another-
right there.
Again, you can use this to end your strings. You can use this to punish moves from a distance. The EX move has armor, so it's going to be one of his better armored attacks. You think the opponent's going to try to poke out of one of those mix-ups I mentioned? Nope, I don't think so, sir. Sit down. Or you can use it to, maybe they're throwing a projectile from half screen,
That is good
or you just
range.
want to look cool, you can EX it.
I mean, it is looking pretty cool. It is looking pretty cool.
Let's also go over his counter.
Oh,
So, he
best
has
counter
this
in the
pair
game,
where
baby.
he
It's
looks
pretty
up,
sick.
And
Come
if
at
the
me. Come at
opponent tries to do an attack, he bops them on the head.
It's pretty
and
sick.
then he
Look
gets down.
at
And
all
that lets him go
that
into a
time you have.
bop, bop, and then he gets a full combo. And that'll parry mids, highs.
You literally have like 2 seconds to do something. It's crazy. There's
Then
gonna be
let's
some
go
cool cameo
over-
There's
setups.
more?
There's a little bit more.
Okay.
Let's go over his airstrike. So this is a move, down back 2. He leaps into the air with a sword attack.
That's like a neutral jump
This
punch.
is mainly his pop-up starter. It can also be used as a preemptive anti-air, and he can hold forward to jump a little bit higher. And on EX, it adds the little flourish for more hits, and that's going to be kind of the key to starting his combos with his special moves.
Very cool. I like the effects that run down the sword as you're charging it up.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Let's also go over his sword uppercut, which is down forward 2. If you hit one
You know what that
after, this is
reminds me
downward
of?
Strike.
Bane's uppercut from
You can
Injustice
use that
2.
as anti-air,
Look at
you
it. Just
can
take
use
the
it for
sword off.
combos,
Doesn't that
and
remind
the
you of
EX
Bane's
version
uppercut?
Has armor, a reoccurring theme. So if they're trying to poke you, if they're trying to anti-air you, all that kind of business, you can use the armor. You don't have to do the second strike, but it's available to get extra damage and to fake out if they're going to try to punish the regular version. You can also do the downward strike as its own special
Oh.
move, as down forward 1 in the air, which you can use as almost like a dive kick, except
It's a dive
he
sword.
would never dive kick.
It's a dive sword.
That's for girly then. That's a dive sword.
Love it.
Let's also go over his sword run. And then this
there
I
armor?
think- oh yes.
Ah, I knew
This
it.
is the armored move of armored moves.
We saw it in the
Back
trailer, it
4-3,
has armor for
he'll
sure.
start running, and you can let the button go.
It's
and
so
then
slow
strike.
too. Look, the swipe is so
Cancel
slow.
it. So he can stop, go for a throw.
That's what people are gonna use it for,
charge,
canceling.
let go. The EX version has armor.
It's actually pretty fast.
And the neat thing is if he's
Canceling
close,
wise?
the animation actually changes, and he just straight up
Yeah, that's
bobs
awesome.
you instead of running.
That's a weird looking animation for
Let's
sure.
also go
Gotta
over
admit that.
one more move. 2 actually. One, it was one of the best parts of the trailer, his cameo throw.
He throws a
Down
cameo at
forward,
you.
L2, and he literally picks up his cameo and throws them at him.
It's a new way to use your cameo.
It's
Y-
cool
yeah,
because it
they-
doesn't use your cameo
hey,
up, I'm
they
pretty sure.
need to sign on
Yeah.
to help Conan the
They signed the
Barbarian.
contract.
Right.
So he is not a guy that's going to throw projectiles. He's not going to use,
gonna
you know,
throw
magic
another
spell.
person.
Yeah, he throws a human being.
It's kind of like a
You
free
do have
projectile.
to wait for the cameo to come back before, you know, you can't spam it, you can't use cameo
Right.
moves, but you essentially have a projectile that does a big chunk of damage and takes up a ton of space.
And looks awesome.
And it looks
Looks
really, really
awesome.
funny. And then his last special move is one of the neatest. We're not going to show it completely here.
So after this, there is a QA fight, which we always do.
The
You'll be
blood
able to see
rain
that as well.
coming down
But
on
let's
his
show it.
body.
If he's low on health, he has about 30% left. He can coat himself in this blood, and if you kill him in this state, the spirit of Quam will appear, and he will actually fight it and resurrect with a little bit of health back.
Ooh, so he has a resurrect.
He
There's a
does.
little chance to come back. there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, those references, I need to watch the
think we have
Conan
one more
movie
thing
this
to show?
weekend
You
to
guys
know
wanna
all
see
the
the fatal blow?
references.
Yes.
I saw someone in the chat say, "Stop throwing my wife!"
What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you aren't subscribed already, make sure you guys do so. And if you want to see some more, there's videos popping up on the screen right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.